everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. Welcome to the Prem Predictions Show, week 31. Yes, we have 7 weeks of the Premier League left, and it is going to be another very interesting weekend because we have games at both ends of the table, including a potential 6-pointer as well. And I'm delighted to say that once again I've been joined by Josh from A View from the Stands. How are you, Josh?
I'm very well, thank you, Doug, and thank you for having me on today. Obviously, do like coming on doing these types of shows. As my own sort of channel isn't really as designed as this, as I do sort of watch-alongs and vlogs. So actually, it's quite nice to sit back, have a good chat about all things football, make some predictions, probably some awful predictions. But nevertheless, no, thank you for having me on, and yeah, all good here, mate. All good, thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It is an absolute pleasure. I will speak up. I will check the chat as well. By the way, guys, there is a link pinned at the top of the comments. That is my Discord. If anyone wants to join my Discord, everyone is welcome. Feel free to do that. I have revamped my Discord. I have had it for a while. But I've decided to revamp it, so please do join the Discord there, as it's obviously there as well. Evening, Billy. Hope you are good, my friend. Diego C. Palace says, please hit the like as you enter the live stream chat. Yeah, absolutely. Hit the like, hit the shares, and hit that subscribe button as well. Evening, Hannah, as well. Sportcast says he's scared. Well, yes, in about an hour's time, Real Madrid against Chelsea. Yeah, very, very interesting. And big up Statman as well. Hope you're well. Hello, Rennie as well. Big game for Leicester City at the weekend. Dean Smith. We will speak about that. Evening, Hella as well. Evening, Douglas and Chatters. At least we've got a 3-5-2 formation. Thiago Silva is back. Kante's returning to the starting 11 as well. Very, very good. Everyone's speaking to each other. Chelsea will lose against Real Madrid. I'm pretty expect that. Kepa and goal by 3 of Thiago Silva, Fofana, Koulibaly, midfield 3 of Kante and Kovacic. I'm good, thanks, Statman. Hope you're well. Join Discord, Douglas. Thank you. Yes, excellent. Yes. Hopefully, it will grow as the weeks go on. I just thought we'd have it. As well. Then wing backs of Chilwell, James, and front 2 of Felix and Sterling. Yeah, I don't fancy Chelsea's chances against Real Madrid. No, I certainly don't. Big up John Conway as well. Hope you're good. No idea what Discord is. It's just another sort of a social media thing to have as well. Real Madrid will destroy Chelsea, says Rennie. Good evening, says Shane. Rennie saying hello to Hella as well. Right, yes. Week 31 now. Week 30. We obviously had the lovely Owen Thomas on. From Copon. And it was a very narrow victory for me, I've got to say. Had Owen gone for a 2-0 win for Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest, it would have been 8-all. It would have been a draw. But because of that, I did get 8 points to Owen's 7. So a narrow victory. So I will take that as well. And as I say, there are the fixtures going across the bottom of your screen. And also, make sure you subscribe to A View from the Stands as well. Please do go and show your love, show your support for Josh there as well. But we do start, well, what a game this is. 2 of the most informed sides in the league, Aston Villa against Newcastle United. Lunchtime kickoff, 12:30. Josh, since Unai Emery came into Aston Villa, you have scored in every single game. You were 19th when he took over. How impressed have you been with his impact?
Mind-blowing. I know he's a world-class manager. I think he's a very underrated, underappreciated manager. And when we were in the mess that we were with Steven Gerrard, where it just didn't work out, we weren't going anywhere. The next appointment was crucial, Aston Villa. And there were lots of names, as you would expect, because people just have to remind themselves of what a massive club we are. We are, we have won the European Cup. We are in my opinion, a team that should always be in that top half of that Premier League when we're in it. And Unai's come in. He's transformed the club. He's picking up results. He's very, very high demanding in what he expects. He's called us out and the players out for in the past that we just never pick up enough points against the big side. And yet this season we've beaten Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United. We've taken scalps off teams, and we've done what we need to do. So, look, he is without a doubt the reason why we are flirting with Europe right now. The players have risen to it. And yeah, I couldn't be happier, Doug, to be honest. I could not be happier with this man. And I think only better things and bigger things are going to come, mate.
I know, and yeah, I mean, Newcastle come to obviously Villa Park on the back of a very impressive 2-1 win over Brentford. Have you been surprised how well they've done this season?
Yes, I'll be honest with you. A pre-Premier League campaign prediction of mine was that Eddie Howe was going to get the chop by October, and the reason why is that I felt that it was going to be too big of a task for him. I thought that we have to remember that Eddie Howe got relegated with a Bournemouth side that was far too good to go down that season, and they went down. And yet, you've got a manager here who I really wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to handle the expectation of the crowd, the expectation of the owners, and his business just absolutely was pinpoint. He sorted out the back line and got a very good keeper in, and from there, for me, very simple, is that they've surpassed expectations and they've been consistent. They haven't dropped off. They've had the odd wobble where they lose a game, a big game, the Carabao Cup. They've had a knockback when they lost to Man City, yet they just grind. And the biggest thing, as I said, Doug, is their defence now is a phenomenon. It is unbelievable how good it is. 21 goals conceded this season is just unbelievable. And that's credit to Eddie Howe, it's credit to his recruitment. But yeah, it's a hard one to call this weekend, as you can sort of imagine.
I know. I am going to ask you for your prediction for this game. I know, obviously, predicting against your team is very, very difficult, to say the very, very least. Obviously, take Liverpool into account as well. They've been very, very poor recently, but I don't know. Do you know what? I actually fancy you at home. I actually fancy you to win at home. I'm going to go 2-1 Aston Villa.
Ooh.
I think Villa win this 2-1. And the reason I say that, I think last weekend Newcastle were good against Brentford, don't get me wrong, but that first half, if they could have easily been a lot. They could have easily been about 2-3-0 down in that game. So I look at this game and I just think if Villa have a very, very fast start, I think that they can go at Newcastle. And obviously with Ollie Watkins, who has been in scintillating form, it has to be said. And again, we've probably got two of the most informed keepers at the moment facing each other, and obviously Nick Pope and obviously Emi Martinez. I think this is going to be a very, very good game to watch on Saturday lunchtime, and I am going to go for a 2-1 win to Aston Villa.
I like it. It's hard not to think. We're trying to get that balance right of not thinking head or heart. Look, I was on a Villa podcast the day my score prediction was a 1-1 draw. And I do think we're going to cancel each other out. We're coming up against an incredible defence. Villa don't create many chances. We probably average 3/4 shots on target a game. We are very limited that against the defence. But our defence is really good at the moment, Doug. Our defence is really organised. I think Unai's got a bit of a game plan. So and honestly, a 1-1 draw at Villa Park against Newcastle and the form they're on, I'd snap a hand off for that. So I'll lock that in. And do you know what? If it's a Villa win, then I'm buzzing. But I'll go for a 1-1, Doug. For my score
1-1.
prediction, please.
A 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw. Let me see what some of you are saying for this one. It is a tricky one to call. It is a very, very tricky one to call. Sparkcast says you never know in the Champions League, even many. I hope Real Madrid fancy for Karim another hat trick. Interesting. Nadir say this did dismantle Bayern. They were very, very good, I've got to say. Villa could honestly qualify for the Champions League. Is Europe now the target for Villa?
Yeah, definitely. Conference League is definite. That Europa League is all on Brighton, really. Can we push Brighton? We beat Newcastle. We've got to play Brentford, who are near around us. So yeah, I think Villa fans believe that Europe is something we can achieve.
Absolutely. Hell's going for 2-2. I could see that. Rennie's going 4-0 Newcastle. There is never, ever, ever going to be a time where that's going to happen. Hannah says, I honestly fancy Villa against Newcastle 2-0.
No.
Billy says, Villa 1, Newcastle 3. I can't see Newcastle dropping points till Arsenal or Spurs now. Interesting. Dan Milne's going for 1-0 Villa. Sportcat's going 0-0. Who he thinks that two teams could cancel each other out? Diego, I like you, Diego. Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 1. It's going the same as me. Very well, thank you, Hella. Groundskeeper Willie. Yes. Can you see that? Anfield Road. Yes, I am a Liverpool supporter. As you can obviously see in the background as well. But big up to you for tuning in. Shane Rodon's gone for 2-1 Newcastle. Nadir's gone for a 2-2 draw. Jennifer Bobson is in the building. Villa can definitely win. Yeah, 100%. Oliver is in. Hello, Oliver. I think 2-1 Villa, says Jennifer as well. Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 0. See, everyone thinks. Oh, there we go. Newcastle 2-1 to sneak it. Villa don't have a decent midfield. If you look at Newcastle, they have a much, much better midfield that can cut through Villa, but I reckon Emery will do it. Yeah, I think so as well. Sebastian is in. Hello, Sebastian. Newcastle 2-1, Isaac winner. Predictions for today. I'm sorry, Sportcat. I think you will be on the end of a 3-0 defeat. I think you will get battered, I'm afraid to say. 2-1 Suspenser. I think that's to Newcastle. And then Zane Haniff is going for 2-1 to Newcastle as well. So yeah, a lot of different score lines there. It's a very, very difficult one to call. Very, very difficult one to call. But guys, remember to smash the like, hit the subscribe button, and also at the end of the video, if you want to leave your predictions in and join in at home, then feel free. And Spencer says 3-0 Madrid as well. Right. Well, speaking of Chelsea, they play a Brighton and Hove Albion side who were robbed at Tottenham. I'm going to say that now. They were robbed. How many decisions didn't go their way? I mean, the Mitoma penalty, Josh, the one from Højbjerg on Mitoma, is 100% a penalty. And the only two people that don't see it as a penalty is Stuart. Well, I was going to call him Stuart Twatwell, but we'll call him Stuart Atwell, and Michael Salisbury.
I could go on for days about ranting about officiating this weekend. Don't get me started about the officiating in the Old Firm. Don't get me started about the officiating that I've seen in that game. And it's just awful. And Brighton, I saw a tweet about the amount of decisions as well, Doug, that have gone against Brighton this season on VAR. Could genuinely be in Champions League spot. So, look, people say, "Oh, it swings and roundabouts. It comes in your way." VAR. Try telling that to Brighton fans right now, because I'm not seeing it. So, yeah, Brighton, great side. Love watching Brighton. Love De Zerbi. Love Matoma. Love McAllister. There's a lot of good things going at that football club right now. But from a Villa perspective, I want them to fall off a cliff because we're chasing them, but I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I think they're a very sturdy team. The only thing I would say is they are a bit hotheads. De Zerbi loves a red card, doesn't he? De Zerbi loves a red card, and he loves that confrontation. And I do wonder if Brighton are just feeling the pressure a little bit. Chelsea are a disgrace. I can't look at Chelsea. I can't look that Frank Lampard has been given a job as a manager again. It is absolutely a slap in the face to any up-and-coming manager. It's a slap in the face to anyone who tries to go through their coaching badges, because you're basically going, yeah, you were a good ex-pro. You must be good at managing. He's failed at every club he's been at, and I kid the fact that he didn't get automatics with that Derby County team. Yes, I know Villa played Derby, and Villa should have got automatics, and it was bad that it literally was awful that we didn't get automatics in that championship season, the squad we had. Same with Derby County. Yes, his Chelsea season where he had that embargo, he looked, okay. It was okay, but I think again it's the teams around them, and then he got found out, and Everton was a shambles. So Doug, for me, Chelsea, I don't get disappointment. I think they're going to get a hammering tonight, and I think it will just be a hangover for the weekend. So for me, Doug, I am going to go with a Chelsea 0, Brighton 2. I reckon they blank tonight. I reckon Lampard's going to have 3 games without any goals. I reckon they'll blank tonight. They blanked against Wolves. They blank at the weekend. And blankety blank is all I can say to Lampard.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Brighton win as well. Can I say Chelsea scoring? I think they'll get 1, but I'm actually going to go for Brighton to be on the right side of a 2-1 win. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Brighton, because that was a disgrace, that game. Absolutely disgrace. And the Old Firm, I watched it as well. Yeah. How the bloody hell is Morelos' goal not allowed to stand? Because both of them were at it. Johnston was at it. Morelos was at it. I'm sorry, you can't give one foul and not give the other. So for me, 50-50 should be a goal. It's just poor defending. It's just pure defending. But do you know what?
I don't know if you know that referee's got history as well, Clancy. It's all been coming out. He's had a real big history about favouring Celtic and disliking Rangers. It's been massive this week. I've been following it. So sickening, mate. Sickening to even think about it.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. How can this club be in 11th? Yeah, exactly. They sure were. We have the toughest fixture running on all the teams. Yeah, I would agree with that. Stone cold penalty, 100% a penalty. We can honestly finish lower than 11th. I think you will. I think I never thought I would say this, but Crystal Palace are on your tails with Roy Hodgson. I feel for Brighton, I do. Yeah, I think everyone does. 2-1 Brighton, says Rennie. Chelsea fans have been asking for 40 points since January. Yeah, they're stuck on 39 points, which I find hilarious. Brighton got hosed. Yeah, they did. Hella says Brighton are going to be playing angry 3-1 Brighton. I think so. Spurs the most luckiest team in the Prem. Chelsea won Brighton 3, time to get rid of VAR. Absolutely. 3-1 Brighton. Everyone seems to be going for Brighton wins here. I believe Brighton have now had 3 separate apologies from the FA. I'm going to say this now. I think since Howard Webb has come in, I think VAR's got worse. I think it's got completely worse. I think it has as well. Chelsea 0 Brighton 1, says Oliver. Chelsea 0 Brighton 2. We can't catch a cold and we put the ball in the back of the net. Brighton beating Chelsea would be cosmic justice after all the squad raiding 2-0 to Brighton. That's a very, very good point as well. Yeah. Apparently, you have to control your own technical box. Now, this is a rule I did not know. I'll put my hands on here and be honest that I did not know that rule. Yeah, literally didn't do anything. And then both De Zerbi and Stellini were both sent off. Zane's going to go 2-2. Race Gaming Chance going 1-1. Just Anna says, Frank Lampard is the very definition of falling upwards. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, I did see Todd Bowley saying 3-0 Chelsea. I did see that. Tells you all you need to know about Todd. Absolutely. I have a feeling Enrique will be your new manager. We're trying to get our new manager confirmed for next season by May. My prediction is Chelsea 1, Brighton 1. I'm not allowed to predict a Brighton victory. Well, that's obviously being a Palace supporter. Mr. B for life. Hello, mate. Hope you're good. And I thought Scotties were supposed to be tough. Look at Robertson with the linesman. We will get on to that. Todd Bowley's honestly clueless. Hi, Hella. Brighton win. Chelsea 1, Brighton 2. They should automatically award Brighton their points versus Spurs. Spurs are dross. Yes, they certainly are. This next one is a very interesting game, I think. Everton against Fulham. Now, what I will say, Everton were very poor against Manchester United. But Fulham losing to West Ham, I think we're now seeing that Fulham are really struggling without Mitrovic. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's pivotal. He's the talisman. He's experienced as well. So yeah, when goals start drying up and you haven't got a goal scorer, more pressure's on the rest of the team to step up. So yeah, I'd agree.
I mean, Everton at home, and usually Everton do get points at home. Fulham, I feel sorry for Fulham. I think they're now sort of having a little bit of a slump, but I think we would probably expect them to sort of be having a bit of a slump. But again, they've had a fabulous season wherever they finish. I think everyone kind of expected them to be that kind of team that maybe would get dragged into a relegation battle. But I've got to say, I've been very impressed with Fulham, and I think Marco Silva deserves a lot of credit this season. There was a lot of people that actually questioned him, me included, questioned him at the start of the season. I thought Fulham would be in the relegation zone. And I thought Silva might be one of the first ones to be, shown the door. But I have to say, Fulham been very, very good. But they are going to Goodison. That Goodison faithful will get Everton the win in this game. They have to be much better against. They have to be better against Fulham because they were so poor against Manchester United. That game could have been about 3, 4, 5. No, if it wasn't for Jordan Pickford, that could have been a completely different story. Not going to be a classic. Could potentially be last on match of the day, but I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 to Everton in this one.
Yeah, I'm toying with that. I'm just looking at their last results. Interestingly, Doug, Fulham have lost their last 5 games, which has gone under the radar a little bit. They've lost their last 5. Everton 1 win in their last 5. Lots of draws. I don't usually predict this scoreline, but I'm going to go 0-0. I'm going to go 0-0. I think Everton, they're ranked 20th in goals scored per match. Don't score goals. Fulham's goals are drying up, but they also are awful at keeping clean sheets. Written for a 0-0 dross. Dicey will take it. He'll tick on. It's a point on the board, and I think that's his mentality, pick up a point. But yeah, I mean, I feel it would be great to be proven wrong, but I think, as you said, last on match of the day it's probably the catalyst for this one. But yeah, I'm gonna go Desmond 0. It's not Desmond, sorry. I'm gonna go a boring 0-0, and it's a game we're never ever gonna remember.
You might well be right. Let's see what some of you are saying. Mr. B just catching up there. 2-1 to Newcastle. Hell is speaking Norwegian to Mr. B. 2-1 Everton, says Rennie. 7-0 to Fulham. Wow. Imagine if we got that. That would be something. I can't see it, Hannah, but you never know. Everton 1, Fulham 0. Everton 1, Fulham 0. Wow, Hannah. Everton 1, Fulham 0. Fulham on poor form. I think Dicey will do it. Would be a huge win for Everton too. It certainly would be. 1-0 Everton. Everton will win. Fulham have fallen off a cliff. Saying that, wouldn't be surprised if Fulham gets something. Spencer's going 1-1. Hell, I'm giving my Norwegian accent a break for now. It's too tired today. Sorry, no problem. Zane's gone 1-1. Spencer's due to paraphrase some bloke. Lads, it's Everton. Can see Everton getting something from this since it is a Goodison. Yep. Diego says 2-0 to Everton. True, Hannah. Dan Milne's gone 2-0 Fulham. Interesting. Everton 2, Fulham 1, and I think Everton might just stay up. Fulham are suffering with their Mitrovic. Yeah, they certainly are. Everton 1, Fulham 0. So Sport Cat, big up Luca. Hope you're good. And then he says, nice green screen. Everton 1, Fulham 2, says Luca. Interesting. Hey, Luca. You okay? I'm good, mate. I hope you are good as well. And Rennie says, hey, Luca, mate. How are you? Right. The next game to predict is Southampton against Crystal Palace. Yeah, Southampton taken to the cleaners by Manchester City, it has to be said. Crystal Palace, who saw this? Crystal Palace scoring 5 away goals. I think this is only their second time in their history in the Premier League that they've scored 5 away goals beforehand. I mean, Roy Hodgson wasn't the most popular choice to, come back in, but he's making this managerial malarkey easy again, isn't he?
He is showing these young guns how to do it. Old Roy, he's putting them to shame. But no, I mean, it's a credit to him. It always makes me wonder. When you look at the abysmal form and performances Crystal Palace were displaying under Patrick Vieira, and then Roy Hodgson, a man who's obviously been there, been a real stable name saying hearsay at the club, comes in and just juvenates them again. Now, is it the players? Is it the players really weren't performing under Vieira, or was it actually that Vieira was, tactically awful? And I know that Oliver's a Crystal Palace fan in the chat. And, it's hard to. I haven't watched much of Palace this season because I didn't want to. They were awful. But yeah, I'd probably say that it's really fascinating when you see that. And Doug, which is always a big thing for me as well, is that they won without Wilfried Zaha. Now, everyone talks about Wilfried Zaha and everyone talks about how Palace are worse when he doesn't play. And Sky always put on that statistic. Every game but Zaha doesn't play, and they always want to show the comparison with him without. It used to be like that with Jack Grealish and Aston Villa. How many games did not? But look, Elisa and Eze tore Leeds apart. They were unbelievable, and I want to see more of that. Roy's clearly got the best out of them. So my prediction for this one, just having a look again, Southampton haven't won in 5, and I think they'll score. But I think it will be a 2-1 Crystal Palace win. Palace haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 6 matches, so still something that old Roy needs to sort out, maybe defensively, just keep that clean sheet. But yeah, I'm going 2-1. I think Saints will get a goal, but it's just lackluster from them down there. And I think they're pulling away in a bad way from everyone else, aren't they? Southampton, they're getting stuck and rooted as the anchor of the table. So yeah.
So 2-1 Crystal Palace. I think Palace will win as well. I'm going to go one more than you. I'm going to go 3-1 Palace. I think they will. They'll continue from where they left off, and I think they will score goals. I thought Michael Olise was unbelievable against Leeds. So he was really, really good. Eze was very, very good as well. Nice to see Edward on the score sheet as well. But yeah, Palace were very, very good. Southampton, to be fair to Southampton, I mean, for about 39 minutes of that game against City, they were really in the game until obviously City took over, and obviously Holland does what Holland does best. But yeah, I do worry for them. I think they could be gone. I really do, but you can never say because it is still very, very tight down there. Still very, very tight. Well, that's perfectly okay, Mr. B. Billy says really want Everton down, so going 3-1 Fulham. Everton, right, everyone. I know what you meant. Everton 1, Fulham 0. So Sport Cat. Hell, I'll be back to it next time. Don't worry. Oliver says another 5-1 win. Rennie says 3-0 Palace. Why still has it? He certainly does. Oliver 1-0 Southampton win. Interesting. Just Hannah says Palace will beat. Yeah, Palace will be Southampton 3-0. So sorry about Southampton, but I think they'll lose this one 2-0 Palace. Going for a clean sheet for Palace. All right. 2-0 Palace, says Billy. Southampton just having a mare of a season. No idea what's happened to them. I think I think it has been a bit of an accumulation of just basically selling their best players, and I think they made a big mistake in the transfer window the last summer. They brought in a lot of younger players. Now, I like what they were doing because I thought they were doing a very very good job, but they do need a little bit of experience there. I think. But let me just say, Bazanu is a very good goalkeeper, so it is a shame. But I do think that this could be the time that Southampton go down. Southampton won Chris Palace 3. I hope Sam is still in goal for my Palace. Yeah, Johnston, of course. Yeah, Roy and Ray are doing very well. Vieira had to go. Yeah, it was a weird one with Patrick Vieira. Didn't seem to have a plan B from what I was told from my Palace fans, Palace friends, I should say. 2-0 Palace, 3-1 Palace. Why working wonders? Palace 4, Southampton 1. Southampton 2-0, I should say. Southampton 4-2, says Sportcat. Palace, I should say. 3-1 Palace to Shane, 2-1 Palace to Spencer. Southampton did manage to beat Chelsea, though. Yeah, crazy. Is that Southampton more or less going down? Again, as I said, you cannot tell with this season. You just cannot tell with this season at this moment in time. To be honest, Southampton going down has been on the cards for a while. I would agree with that. Right, next one. Tottenham against Bournemouth. Oh, yes. Well, will VAR be on Tottenham's side in this game? Or, well, Bournemouth. That was a very impressive victory away at Leicester. I thought they played very, very well. Philip Billing. Philip Billing is the one that seems to be scoring the goals at the moment for Gary O'Neill's side. Do you think Bournemouth will stay up? Because I was looking at their next couple of games, and there are some winnable games in that wee run in.
Bournemouth seem to beat the teams around them, which is important. So they beat Leicester City. They beat Fulham. They did beat Liverpool. Fulham and Liverpool aren't necessarily around them. I'm just looking at their recent form. But yeah, they seem to pick up points around the teams that are around them. They don't draw many games. They're literally win loss. So that's difficult. But if you're picking up 3 points every other week, then that puts you in a good place.
Yeah.
I haven't had them as a team to go down. They could slip in there. They're like the sleeping. I think there, if I'm honest, though, when I listen to people talk about who they think is going to go down, I think, me included, everyone sleeps on Bournemouth. Everyone just doesn't really think of them and think of other teams. But no, I think the Cherries might stay up. I do. I think they've just maybe got enough about them to stay up. But I think they're going to get hammered on Saturday. I think Tottenham have a really good record at home at the moment. I think they're unbeaten in their last 6 home games. They're undefeated in the last 5. Confidence is better at Spurs. I'm going to go hard here. I'm going to go a 3-0 Spurs win at home. I think it's not an easy place to go. It's not an easy place to go. But they've beaten Liverpool, haven't they? Bournemouth, but that was at home. So I'm not really feeling anything from them, Doug. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a 3-0 Spurs win.
Yeah, I don't think this game will determine their season by any stretch of the imagination. I think they've got Leeds coming up very, very soon, and that's a big game. If they were to win that game, then I think they would be on course to staying up. I think this season, I don't know if obviously I've done my maths correctly, but I think 36 points, or maybe 36, 37 points. I think that could be the sort of the target to stay in the league. I think, but yes, I have to agree. I think I'm going to give Bournemouth a goal, but I think Tottenham will win this one. I'm going to go 3-1 Tottenham because again, Tottenham don't have many clean sheets recently. So I do think that Tottenham will win 3-1. As much as I would like Bournemouth to win, of course. As much as I would like Bournemouth to win. Sporka says they did the double over us. Yeah, that's about Southampton. Sticking with Hasenhüttl for so long, then getting Nathan Jones in was a disaster. Yeah, Nathan Jones. Less said about that one, the better. Rennie's going 4-1 Spurs. Spencer's going 2-1 Spurs. Bournemouth are surprising a lot of people. Yes, they are, and it is good to see. Very good to see. 4-0 to Spurs, says Hannah. Spuds 1, Bournemouth 1, says Mr. B. 2-1 Bournemouth. Oh, here we go. 2-1 Bournemouth. 2-1 Bournemouth. Interesting. Wow. Spurs 3-0. Kane to score 100%. Race is going for a bit of a goal fest, a 3-2 to Spurs. This is the question that I think everyone wants answered. Which Spurs will turn up? That is a very interesting, good question. That Tottenham 1, Bournemouth 1, says Diego. Spurs 3-2. Kane will have them for breakfast. I got a feeling. I have a feeling. Depends if Spurs could turn up. They'll go on 1-1, says Oliver. Son is the first Asian player to reach 100 goals. He certainly is. O'Neill could be manager of the season if he keeps Bournemouth up. No, not for me. Not for me. I think there's better candidates there. Look, I think he's done a very, very good job, and especially with what Scott Parker left him with. But I look at managers. Obviously, Pep will be up there. Arteta will be up there. Unai Emery for me has to be up there because he took over a Villa side that was 19th. Look where they are now. On the cusp of maybe getting an outside chance of Champions League. That would be very, very good. Eddie Howe, I think, deserves to be up there as well. And I think you'd have to say Marco Silva and maybe even Thomas Frank. There is a few managers up there. There's definitely a few managers up there. And Spurs going for 4-1 Spurs. Yeah, very, very interesting one, that one. This game last season ended Wolves 0, Brentford 4. Now, things have changed because obviously Wolves are now managed by Julian Lopetegui. Brentford are on a bit of two defeats in a row, which is very, very understandable for Brentford. No, actually, they drew 3-3 with Brighton, actually, and then obviously lost to Newcastle. Wolves, big win over Chelsea. What a goal from Mateus Nunes as well. Brentford, I thought, were unlucky against Newcastle, but Ivan Toney missing a penalty, that is a bit of a rarity, but it has happened now, so we don't have to say that he's got a perfect record from spot kicks. How do you see this one going?
Wolves are a strange old side. They don't dazzle on the eye. They're very organised, very hard to beat, but never have been wow. There was that one season where they got into the under Nuno Espirito Santo. They got into the Europa League.
Yeah,
and they looked great. They looked like they were going to, really kick on. People talking about pushing to Champions League. Just never happened. I respect Brentford. I think they're a very good side. I think Thomas Frank's another excellent manager. They'll be very pleased again how their season's gone and the potential league position they could finish. I'm torn between two scorelines there. I'm torn between another Wolves 1-0 win at home. Not pretty. But then when I think of Brentford, I just think of Ivan Toney always scoring goals. And I think that he likes to get on the score sheet. So I think I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. And I think that they'll cancel each other out. Two good sides, though. Two good sides. I am interested to see what Lopetegui does in the summer, Doug, with Wolves. Because if he gets a bit of a budget and he gets to work some magic, then he could be a very handy manager. He's up there with Unai in terms of pedigree for European success. He's had some massive jobs. Unai's better, of course, but I'm watching Wolves. I'm watching Wolves with an eager eye to see essentially what comes of them next season. So I'm writing them off this year. So 1-1, mate, is my score prediction.
I've gone 2-1 Brentford. I just think, like you say, Ivan Toney is lethal. He is very, very lethal at this moment in time. And I just think with him, I think he got 2 last season at Wolves as well. I think Blamo got the other 2. But yeah, I think it's going to be a hard game for Brentford, but I think they'll just sneak this 2-1. But not going to say the Wolves are going down. I think Wolves will be pretty much safe because I think they're better than the teams below them as well. Let's have a look what you guys are saying. Hella says, De Zerbi, Howe, Frank, Eric Ten Hag, too many good candidates. Wolves 1, Brentford 1, says Shane. 1-1, says Rennie. 3-1 Brentford, says Hella. 1-1 draw, says Hannah. 2-2, says Zane. Wolves 1, Brentford 1, we have to get another point at some stage. Brain, hello. 2-1 Brentford. Same as Spurs, what Wolves can turn up? The Wolves have lost 4-2 at home to Leeds or beat Chelsea. Wolves 0, Brentford 2. Spencer going 1-0 Wolves. Wolves 0, Brentford 0. Douglas, thanks for bringing up the missed pen by Tony, bro. You're welcome. Still in the top 3 goal scorers in the Prem. Yes, he is. That is very true. Wolves are a weird team, 0-0. Lopetegui will have the Portuguese national team at Wolves. Well, I'll just wait and see. Only our second home defeat last Saturday. Yeah, the only 2 teams that have beaten Brentford at home are Arsenal and Newcastle. So yeah, it's been a very good home record for Brentford. Oh, this game. Yeah. Is it a case of how many for? Well, actually, no. Let me just rephrase that. Man City were fabulous against Southampton. They were fabulous against Bayern last night. Your old boss, Dean Smith, has gone into Leicester. Can he keep them up? What do you think?
I want him to. I want him to keep them up. I want him to, with Craig Shakespeare, with John Terry, sort of prove themselves as a nice little trio. I think one key thing is that Craig Shakespeare knows the club. Yeah. John Terry knows how Dean Smith works. Dean Smith knows how Terry works. Defensively, brilliant. Terry really did sort out Aston Villa's defence. There was a clear correlation with that, which would help Leicester. But they have been one of the most strangest teams this season because on paper, I look at them and just go, what? Like, your squad's so good. Your squad there are still some excellent players in that team. And I watched them against Villa at the King Power a week or 2 ago, and it was a close game. And I thought, how is this team 19th in the table?
Yeah.
Dean Smith has a terrible record, I think, against Man City. I think he's had some heavy defeats against Man City. The only thing Dean Smith can hope for is that Pep Guardiola is doing something crazy at the weekend and decides to rotate massively. I don't think he will because Pep's just hungry for it. I think it's an evening game as well, which I was going to say, if it was like a lunchtime game or mid game, I'd say the Man City hangover or something. But no, I think Dean Smith will pick his first home game as the game to get points. You rule this one out. You have a look at the character of the test. I'm going to say Manchester City 5, Doug. Leicester, I'll give Dean Smith a goal, 1. 5-1.
5-1.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure. I'll see if I can find it what we're talking about. I think Dean Smith honestly has a horrendous head-to-head record against Man City. I thought this is from memory, but I'm not too sure. But I'll have a quick look now.
Yeah. Funnily enough, 5-1 was in my head as well. Did I give Leicester a goal? That's the thing. I think it's going to be a heavy defeat. So if you've got Holland, if you've got De Bruyne, if you've got Mahrez, I think this could be the game where you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to captain one of these players. Sorry, every Leicester City supporter, but I'm going to go 6-0 City. I think it's going to be an absolute beating. But we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But yeah, I've not got a good feeling for City in this one. Shane's gone 7-0, so he's got one more than me. Rennie's on 3-2 Leicester. I suppose you got to back your team, Rennie. I know you've beaten them 5-2 before there, but it's a different City. I think they're just getting into groove. Man City 4-1. Man City 4-1. Don't forget our win against you. Yeah, of course. You have to drop that in. No new manager bounce this time. I think Man City 3, Leicester 1, says Oliver. Holland reunited Patson Daka. Yes, absolutely. Here's something I've listened to some City content creators say. The City have more levels to go up, which is scary. They look like they're in a groove now. It could be pivotal for Arsenal for sure. 5-1 City, the Foxes will get a pen. Haaland is 5. No, the 5 bookings rule is completely wiped out, I think, after January. I think it's just 10 bookings now that you get a 2-match ban. So no, I think Haaland will be okay for this game. 3-0 City, says Zane. Shitty 3-1 Leicester. I'm amazed Leicester stuck with Rodgers for as long as they did. I was as well, to be honest. Okay, just Hannah. Man City 3-0. Grealish is on top form. Yeah, he is actually. I also want them to do the treble. Will make the United fans fuming. Rodgers might go to Spurs. Yeah, there's a lot of rumours about him. Oh, Diego 1-1. New manager Barnes and Pepper said the fixtures are not allowing players to recover. So he might do a bit of rotating then. I've heard the same, but Spurs fans are holding out for Nagelsmann. Yeah, I'm not so sure that they'll get Nagelsmann, to be perfectly honest. So that is the games on Saturday. And there are 2 on Sunday and then 1 on Monday. This is a big game. West Ham against Arsenal. West Ham getting a massive win over Fulham to sort of climb up the table a little bit. Arsenal 2-0 up at Anfield, 2-2 draw, and if we're being honest, they were a little bit fortunate thanks to Mr. Aaron Ramsdale, who was in imperious form, it has to be said. Now, obviously, City will have played before Arsenal, so the gap would potentially be down to 3 points. All the pressure is now on Arsenal, isn't it?
Yes, it is, in a sense of pressure that has been put on now externally from the fans, from the media. And like, I don't like the phrase people saying Arsenal will bottle it if they finish second, or Arsenal bottled it. You've got to flip the narrative, and it's actually more Arsenal have been hunted down by a formidable force that has dominated this league for years. They've done it to Liverpool. Liverpool felt that pressure where you've got that team just hunting you down. It is difficult. Look, it's a really tough one. It's a really tough one when you look at Arsenal, because I think they've got the character to bounce back from not even a bad result. I nearly said loss. It's not a drew. It's not a bad result, but people have absolutely somehow painted this illicit picture that we, and as an Arsenal, have should have done better. And I get it, you're 2-0 up. I get that in the time and the moment. But when you step back, when you look at Anfield and the record Liverpool have at Anfield, when you look at that Liverpool team, even Roy Keane said it, there's something special. Yes, it hurts, but just put perspective, picking up a point is something not even Man City tend to do sometimes at Anfield. So yeah, West Ham are in a weird old predicament. The Moisey flip-flop, it's 1 week stay, 1 week go. Moisey gets another week, he buys a week, loses a week. And in the end, it's like, that's just going to keep happening. I think he'll probably lose this weekend to Arsenal. Fans will question again whether David Moyes is the right man. Then he'll maybe pick up something, and you just might buy him survival. But again, West Ham are a team you don't hear many people, Doug, say go down. You don't hear many people
Yeah.
like put West Ham in that bracket, do you? And I think that's credit to West Ham's squad. So look, Arsenal for me, they bounce back this weekend with probably another stunning performance, and I think they will win 3-0 at the New London Stadium. I think they'll win 3-0. I think people will want Arsenal to slip out. I think people are starting to sense it, but I just think step back for a minute and look at that Liverpool result and just see that it's not bad. It's not Arsenal on a decline. It's Arsenal just, battling.
Yeah. I think Arsenal bounce back as well. Their last home game was 5-1 defeat to Newcastle. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I think West Ham get a goal, but I think Arsenal should have way too much for West Ham. And it does sort of bring question back on. So obviously, Moyes will remain. To be honest, I don't know if you agree with me, Josh, but do you think the Conference League is keeping him in a job?
Yeah, and they're not even playing that well in that. Though they beat this pony team, pub team, basically, and a lot of the fans said the performance has been terrible in that. So it is a little bit, because how could you sack a manager who's in a quarterfinals of a European competition? You can't. But he's lucky. Basically, if they were rooted in that bottom three and teams were drifting away, I think he would have been gone. But they're gonna be patient, I think, and he won't be sacked this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Arsenal will bar West Ham 3-0, says just Hannah. So Hannah's agreeing with you. 3-1 Arsenal, Mr. Bayful agreeing with me. 4-1 Arsenal. Brent says West Ham 0, Arsenal 3. Moyes gets the sack. I think it could be possible. West Ham 2. Oh, Zane's going 2 on West Ham. Interesting. As is Shane. Wow. Arsenal will be too strong for West Ham. 3-0 Arsenal. I agree with Josh there. We all know too well what it's like competing against Man City. Yeah, we certainly do. 1-1 says Spencer. Interesting. A lot of people going for different results in this one. By the way, I'm a Liverpool fan, of course. West Ham 1, Arsenal 1. Just a hunch. There's a lot of pressure on Arteta now. And Dan Mill's also going for 1-1. So, yeah, interesting. We're both going for Arsenal wins, but most of the chat are going for...
Is there pressure on Arteta? I think it's really harsh to people to say, there's pressure on him. I think the bloke's done such an incredible job. Yes, it's a result business, and yes, he's going to be judged on results. But the first 45 minutes that Arsenal played against Liverpool was breathtaking football. They were absolutely incredible. I think he can handle it. And do you know what? West Ham's a good team to play when you're under pressure and need a result. I think they're the classic team that you want to face next, because get an early goal at that London Stadium, the toxicity of those fans, you know what they're like, Doug, at that stadium. They turn on them, they make it difficult. And so, yeah, but I don't know. I feel a bit harsh for Arsenal. I feel a bit sad for Arsenal fans and Arteta when that sort of narrative is going to come in. I can see it happening.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be amazing if West Ham won the Conference League and Moyes gets sacked. Yeah, if they don't win the league, it'll be of course it'll be very, very difficult as well. Right, Sunday game number 2 is at the City Ground. It's Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. Now, Manchester United, that game against Everton came out as a bit of a blow. Marcus Rashford now ruled out, apparently between 3 to 5 weeks. That's a massive, massive blow for Manchester United. Nottingham Forest, you watched the game last week against Aston Villa. Were Forest poor?
Shambolic. They play for set pieces, is the best word I can describe them. They try and get it into an area in the corner for throw-ins. They like to launch a long throw in the box. They've got a bit of a good corner taker, set piece. They're poor, Doug. They're poor. The creativity's not there. John Joe Shelvey, Morgan Gibbs-White, Brennan Johnson are their front three, essentially, or dynamic three. I honestly, they are in serious trouble. They're in serious trouble because I can't see what's changing apart from it's that the manager. But the squad is just a mess. It's a mess. I was looking at their squad, and when you're bringing on Andre Ayew to chase a game against Villa, I was like, is that what they've come to? They've just signed a load of has-been names, who've got a bit of Premier League experience, and it's killed them. And Doug, if they get relegated, I'd hate to think how their wage bill is going to be sorted. I'd hate to think how they deal with those finances, because it's minging. And for anyone to, I think Forest to go down will help people really understand football and football transfers, because too many people treat transfers like it's Football Manager and FIFA. Too many people treat it as a game. Sign this player. We need to spend this amount on this player. Do this. Forest literally played a game of Football Manager and FIFA, and look what it's done to them. It's absolutely killed them. And whoever was in charge of recruitment, he needs sacking and never employed again, because it's just gone to pair. And even if they stay up, Doug, and this is the mad thing about Forest, even if they stay up, they're going to need another new 15 players, because the crop that they have is so bad that they need to clear out. So yeah, United are a sleepy team I feel like, in the sense of the league. They're not going about spectacularly, but they get the results, they get jobs done, and I can't see past anything. Forest 0, Manchester United 3. Comfortable day for the Red Devils and Eric Ten Hag for me.
Yeah, I mean, Forest are good at home. I mean, they held City, they beat Liverpool. They only lost narrowly, I think, to Newcastle 2-1.
Yeah.
The only thing with Forest that I would get confident about is obviously their home form. I think their home form is definitely going to keep them up, but their away form is absolutely pants. I think they go to Anfield next week as well. So, yeah, I just this is where I really want United to drop points, but I think this is where Sancho has to step up, Martial has to step up, even Weghorst has to step up, especially in the Marcus Rashford being ruled out recently. I'm going to go 2-2 draw. Yeah. I'm going to go 2-2. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the most surprising results of the weekend so far. I just think that Man United will have that one eye on the Sevilla game, the away Sevilla tie, and I think they might rotate. I think they might rotate, and I think that might give Nottingham Forest a bit of a chance, especially with them being 18th in the league. But could be wrong, but I do have a feeling Manchester United will concede at the side ground. And the side ground is really good on a Sunday afternoon as well. But again, I could be wrong, but I am going for a Desmond. I'm going for a 2-2 draw for that game. Arteta would have been under pressure during those bad spells he had. Now I reckon he's laughing, absolutely. Over 450 million spent, no trophies. Yeah, well, exactly. 1-1. I hate both teams. Yeah, I know how you feel. Forest 3, Manchester United 0. Not even trying to be realistic, just optimistic. I do like that. Shane 2-2 as well. Big up, Cedric. Thank you for tuning in. Rashford is a huge blow, but we win 3-1. If the French biscuit can stay fit for more than 50 minutes, then this is his moment. 2-0 United, even without Rashford. Fact, Marcus Rashford scored 30% of Manchester United's goals this season. Players like Sancho, Weghorst, and Anthony may have to step up. Yeah, I forgot about Anthony. I did forget about Anthony. Forest 1, United 1. Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester United 3, even with Rashford available. Anyone want to place a bet on the big horse scoring? Yeah. Josh is spawning again there. What Forest did was so self-destructive. It was indeed. Forest signed too many. They need to sell 20 of the 26 they signed. Is Jadon Sancho starting for Man? Yeah, he has. He has started in the last couple of games. Playing Sevilla tomorrow. Yeah, that is not an easy game. I'll tell you that. I know Sevilla are really bad, struggling in La Liga at the moment, but Sevilla in the Europa League are a different animal. They really are. Jadon starting against Everton was very good. Sevilla have been very poor in La Liga. Spencer's gone 2-1 to Manchester United. Right, one more game for match week 31, and it is a big game. It is Leeds United against Liverpool. Ooh. Oh, Leeds 5-1 defeat at home. Not only does that do detriment to Leeds' chances of staying up, but it does the detriment to their goal difference. That will take an absolute battering. Liverpool back with the 2-2 draw against Arsenal and should have probably won that game. How we didn't, I'll never know. Salah missed a penalty. Don't even get me started. But Bobby Firmino getting the equaliser, which was lovely to see. So I'm going to miss him when he leaves. He's been a fabulous servant. This is a very difficult game because we know how bad Liverpool are away from home, but Leeds have just been beaten 5-1 at home. So it's a chance for them to sort of bounce back. How do you see this one going?
Leeds United relegated is all I can say. I think, again, that Leeds are very, very hit and miss. And I think that they seem to always just about paper over cracks. They paper over a crack every now and then, and people forget about them, and then they come back, and then they have a game like they did against Crystal Palace, and then you look at the problems. Something doesn't look right in that Leeds team. Something just doesn't look right. The dynamic doesn't seem right to me. And like Javi Garcia, I'm not having him as this manager that people keep talking about. Oh yeah, he's decent, he's good. I'm not having. I don't really get where people are getting this sort of idea from his tenure in this league. Liverpool, great at Anfield, horrible away from home. But I think that Liverpool performance, the second half and the last 10 minutes, the first half against Arsenal, surely Klopp can build on that. That's got to be something to build on. The difficulty is that Liverpool may feel like they've got nothing to play for, aka Champions League. They've got to still hunt down the European spot. These players have got to be professional about it. So it could be weird. It really could be a weird one. It could be that Leeds United turn up, a Storm and Ellen crowd, and Liverpool just again are just inconsistent FC with the performances. Liverpool fans are banging their head again, going, "What is wrong with this team?" And I do question it, Doug. I do question whether the players are really almost going, "Well, we can't get Champions League, and we're not going to get Europa League. Do we want to be playing in the Conference League? And if we don't want to be playing in the Conference League, then our performance levels are dropping." This is a really hard one. I don't like Leeds United at all, and I just believe they will go down. But I've got this weird feeling that Liverpool are going to do a Liverpool and make everyone's heads hurt. So, with that in mind, regrettably, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leeds win. And I don't believe it. I don't know if I believe it. I'm just going to go with it. It's just the score that's come in my head. And I think, I don't know. I hope it's not for Liverpool's sake. And I hope Leeds get battered again. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm going with. It's come to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy game at all to predict. I'm going to back the boys. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. I just think we'll have too much for Leeds, but we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Leeds are in a bit of a sticky situation at the moment. And as well, I think if Forest get a point over Manchester United, I think Leeds drop into the relegation zone. I think it could. Oh no, actually. Now thinking of that, actually, no. None of Forest got a worse goal difference than Leeds. So, but Leeds are getting there. Leeds are definitely getting there.
Yeah.
As well. Zane's gone Leeds 2, Liverpool 2. Our away record is horrible. It certainly is. Spencer says 2-1 Liverpool. Mr. B. Flesh gone for 4-2 Liverpool. Interesting. I'm not putting the Liverpool match because I'll jinx it, and we had enough bad luck already. 7-0 Leeds. Douglas, you said City battered us. Just being realistic. Leeds got shafted 2-1 Liverpool, says Hella. Leeds 0, Liverpool 3, says Brain. Leeds 1, Liverpool 3. Leeds 1, Liverpool 3. Leeds 1, Liverpool 2. I see where this is going. Leeds and Southampton going down along with maybe Forest. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. That match is at Elland Road, though. Yes, it is. We couldn't build on beating Manchester United 7-0. No, we couldn't. Oops, daisy. Diego says, if you're watching live on Playby, please subscribe at A View from the Stands and at the Duggan Football channel. Also set notifications on. Thank you very much, Diego. I do appreciate that. Leeds will be up for it. First half will be down 1-0, 3-1 ultimately to us. Come on, the boys. I really, really do hope that we win that. Just finally, Josh, who's going down for you?
Yeah, so Saints, Forest, Leeds. Saints, Forest, Leeds. If I had the other team I'm tossing with is Leeds, or I'm tossing with again, which is Everton.
Yeah, they do have that. They do have the financial fair play situation over their shoulders, don't they?
Yeah, and he can't score goals, Doug. Daishi, as good as he is, and he's got all these methods, and he gets perform. You've got to win football matches, Daishi, and it's very Burnley-esque that Burnley eventually got relegated because they just couldn't score enough goals. And yeah, I think my Leeds judgment is a bit more clouded because I don't like Leeds, but I don't know. I'll go this way. What are you saying, Doug? For your three?
Southampton. I've had them down since the start of the season. I did have Bournemouth at the start of the season, but I actually think they will stay up. Do you know that the Leicester running is really, really difficult, and at this moment in time, I don't know if the players are. Well, obviously, they have got obviously Dean Smith there, but I'm going to go Leeds as well, and I think I've got a feeling for West Ham. I don't know why. I just have I have a funny feeling about West Ham. I don't know. I think if they keep Moyes, and I think they're in big trouble. I think they're in big trouble. Diego Palace are not going down, mate. They are not going down. I think they're almost safe. I think they're now on like 33 points that they're on now. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what will happen. Brain says, big up to Josh. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fabulous stream. Thanks for the stream, Douglas and Josh. That cheered me up. You're very welcome, Hannah. Chelsea have started well in Madrid, apparently. Everton need to get Calvert-Lewin fit to stand a chance. 100% agree. Thanks, guys. Enjoyable as always. Enjoy the football. Thank you very much, Hella. If my Palace go down, not happening. And Brighton win the FA Cup. Well, that might happen. Millwall get promoted by the playoffs. Don't think that would happen. Someone please cancel football. No, I don't think Millwall will come up. I don't think Millwall will. Bad Chelsea are dominating. It's illegal for West Ham to get relegated. Illegal.
No London clubs. Yeah, London clubs aren't allowed to go down.
No, they're not. Chelsea started very well, says Hella. If Leicester do go down, are they the only second team to win a Prem and get relegated? Ooh. Yes, I think they
Leicester do
are.
go down in a second. Are they?
Blackburn were the last team, weren't they?
Yeah.
Blackburn were the last team that happened. Thanks for the stream, Douglas and Josh. Bye. Take care of yourself and have a good day. Thank you very much. Josh, thank you very much for coming on the channel and obviously being my next guest on the Prem Predictions Show. Tell the people where they can find you and tell what's coming up on your channel.
Yeah, A View from the Stands is my channel. We obviously do watch-alongs. The channel's designed really around Aston Villa, Rangers and Wrexham. They're the three teams that I cover due to the support that I have for those sides. And obviously do matchday vlogs as well. So yeah, we've got a busy weekend coming up really of Villa and Rangers and Wrexham reactions and watch-alongs. But of course as well, we do throw in the odd Champions League. So yeah, it's been great, Doug, to be on here and talk football as always with you. I've really appreciate it, and it's been fun, as you said.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. No, thank you very much, and please do go and check out A View from the Stands. Fantastic channel, and yeah, go and check out that Wrexham Notts County watch along, because I can tell you now for a fact some of your reactions to that are legendary. I will say that. I really did enjoy that. Rennie and Mr. B are having a bit of an argument. Anyway, just to tell what people what is coming up on the channel. Tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, we will have a match preview between Liverpool and Leeds. That is at 7 o'clock. We're going to be joined by Carl Levy from the Totally Levy and Horn podcast. We'll be doing that. And then on Saturday, yes, I am doing Aston Villa against Newcastle United live match watch on. I am very, very looking forward to that game, because I can tell you now, I have a feeling that will be a cracking game. And no doubt Josh will be doing one as well. Are you doing a watch along?
Well, I've got the big predicament, Doug. Wrexham and Villa on at the same time. So I think it will probably... Yeah, it's a really hard one to choose between. I'm going to watch both, because I've got two TVs, so I can watch both. But obviously, predominantly advertising one. So I will be watching both, but I don't know which one I'll be broadcasting as such onto YouTube more. So I do think I'll end up doing Villa, though, because it's a massive game, as you said, Doug. You know, European football. Got to get that train going.
You certainly do. And Brian says, I put Watkins in my FPL, hoping for big things Saturday from... Yeah, absolutely indeed. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like on the video. Do subscribe if you are new as well. And do check out A View from the Stands as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the Leeds United versus Liverpool match preview show. Thank you very much for watching. Get your predictions down if you want to join in the comments. Please do leave us your predictions as well. And yes, enjoy the football, and I will see you tomorrow for the Leeds versus Liverpool match preview. Good night.